Hello everyone, welcome to this video with the PFRDA Grade A exam right around the corner. We should be really focusing on two very important things. For that sake, if you're preparing for any exam, always these two things are the pillars of your preparation. The first one is syllabus and the other is the previous year question. So in this video, we'll be discussing the complete syllabus of the PFRDA Grade A exam, and when that you can go for an informed decision whether you want to give this particular exam or not, because it's one of the very good opportunity, right, wherein if you're preparing for any other regulatory body related examinations, right. Before moving into the details of the complete syllabus with respect to the PFRD grade A exam, let me just tell you that EduTap has come up with a wonderful course which is called the 2-day demo course, wherein you will be getting access to the EduTap's comprehensive course, that is the gold course, which EduTap actually provides if you are really interested to get guidance with respect to your preparation for the PFRDA Grade A exam. Okay, so you will be getting 2 days access to this particular gold course by being part of the demo course, right? It's just 1 rupee that you will have to spend over here, and you can get access to the gold course of PFRDA Grade A, which is a comprehensive course with respect to preparation for the examination. Okay, with this you can actually view everything that is present in the gold course and watch the videos and see whether you are able to understand things, and based upon that go for an informed decision whether you want to opt the gold course with respect to the PFRDA Grade A exam. Okay, so on that note, let us quickly begin our discussion on this particular topic, that is the complete syllabus of the PFRD Grade A exam. Now, talking about the PFRD Grade A exam, as you know, there are two phases basically, and then the interview stage that you will be appearing for as far as this exam is concerned. Okay, so talking about the phase 1 and phase 2, we should be knowing the complete syllabus, right? Also, we should be able to read between the lines of the syllabus and understand that what is the requirement as far as the PFRD grade exam is concerned. First, we will be talking about the syllabus of phase 1 examination, right? So, phase 1 exam has two papers to be attempted. So, we'll first talk about the PFRD grade A phase 1 syllabus, and in that, we will be talking about the uh, phase 1 paper 1 syllabus, okay, wherein there are these four subjects that you will have to study. First one is the quantitative aptitude, reasoning, English, and then the general awareness. We'll be talking about all of these. Also, we'll be talking about phase 1 paper 2 syllabus, okay, wherein there are 7 subjects to prepare, which is commerce and accountancy, management, finance, costing, companies act, economics, and pension sector. Okay, so with respect to these, we will be talking about the basic syllabus of all of these particular subjects. Now, after phase 1, obviously, we will be talking about the phase 2 stage, wherein we will discuss the syllabus of phase 2 paper 1. So, phase 2 paper 1 is the descriptive English. So, we'll be talking about the essay writing, précis writing, and reading comprehension related syllabus. And also, we'll see what are the general topics from where these are asked. Apart from that, we will also talk about the phase 2 paper 2 syllabus. So if you see over here, the phase 2 paper 2 syllabus is totally identical to phase 1 paper 2 syllabus. Yes, the level of questions that you will see in phase 1 paper 2 is actually less lower level, right? The simpler in comparison to phase 2 paper 2 paper. Okay, phase 2 paper 2, whatever questions appear in that particular paper, the level is higher. So you can see commerce and accountancy here, and commerce and accountancy here also. Management here also. Finance, costing, right? Companies Act, economics, and pension sector. The same subjects are something that you will have to prepare for phase 2 paper 2 also. Okay. Now apart from that, we will also so this particular question, that is the syllabus same that has been addressed. And apart from that, we will see how to download the PFRDA grade A phase 1 and phase 2 complete syllabus PDF. Okay, so we'll see that at the end. Now, talking about the pattern of phase 1 examination, why you should be knowing the pattern, because then only you will be able to understand what are the different subjects with respect to which particular paper, which subject has to be prepared. Talking about paper 1 of phase 1. So as you know, phase 1 is totally qualifying in nature. phase 2, the marks of phase 2 and interview are added for the final merit. Okay, so being totally qualifying in nature, you will have to attain a particular marks which we can say is the cutoff, and the cutoff is decided by PFRDA only, right? So talking about paper 1, we have English over here, English language, quantitative aptitude, reasoning, and also general awareness, wherein there is focus on the financial sector. Okay, each of these would be having 20 questions appearing in the examination, and for 25 marks. So that makes a total of 80 questions for 100 marks and the time of 60 minutes. Now, paper 2, the subjects that you will have to prepare are commerce and accountancy, management, finance, costing, companies act, economics, and pension sector. Okay, so 50 questions would be asked for 100 marks, 2 marks each, and 40 minutes of time would be given. Okay, so as to attempt this. So that's regarding phase 1, wherein you will have to attempt paper 1 and paper 2. I hope it is clear. The paper 1 is QRE and G, and paper 2 is all of these 7 subjects. Now, talking about phase 2, paper 1 is English, descriptive English. Okay, we have seen that in this the essay writing, précis, and comprehension. These three things are asked. Now, paper 2 actually has the same subjects, as you can see: commerce and accountancy, management, finance, costing, companies act, economics, and pension sector, wherein 50 questions would be asked, and maximum of 100 marks is something that you can gain over here. And in both of these phases, paper 1, paper 2, right, there will be 1/4 negative marking also. Here also in the paper 2 there will be 1/4 negative marking. Okay, so paper 1, if we see English descriptive, it's for 100 marks. 60 minutes of time is given over here. For paper 2, 40 minutes. So that's the pattern, just so that you get an idea for which particular paper what subjects do you have to prepare. Now let's go deep and try to understand the things, right, with respect to the syllabus. So first things first, here we will be talking about phase 1 paper 1 syllabus. Okay, phase 1 paper 1 actually consists of different subjects to be prepared. The first one is the quantitative aptitude, and then is reasoning, then we have the English, right, and finally general awareness, right? So we'll be discussing the syllabus of all these 4 subjects one by one. So talking about quantitative aptitude, if I just tell you that if I just talk about phase 1, paper 1, there is no explicit syllabus of all of these subjects given in the previous notifications. Okay, so the syllabus that I am showing you over here is actually based upon the previous year questions. Whatever topics from where the questions have been asked, based upon that, we have come up with this particular syllabus. This is not explicitly mentioned in the actual notification. Okay, they have just given quantitative aptitude, that's it, right? So let me take you through the topics from where the questions are asked in the examination in all of these 4 subjects. So quantitative aptitude, if we see, ratio and proportion, percentage, profit and loss, simple and compound interest, average and age, time work, pipe system, time distance, mixture allegation, right? So yes, you can see the basic topics of quantitative aptitude. From there questions are asked. Then series and quadratic equation, mathematical inequalities, number series, data interpretation, simplification approximation, quantity comparisons. Then data sufficiency, partnership related questions are also asked in the exam. Okay, so the basic syllabus is this. This is the range and breadth of the topics from where the questions are asked in the quantitative aptitude, and this is based upon previous year questions. That is something that I have already told you. Now moving to reasoning, syllabus of reasoning ability. So alphanumeric series, coding, decoding, syllogism. Then we have direction sense, inequality, ranking and order, blood relation, puzzles and seating arrangement, input, output, critical reasoning, and then questions based on data sufficiency. Okay, so yes, these are the basic topics, and on that the puzzles and all of that is also something that is asked. Data sufficiency, insufficiency related questions are also asked in the reasoning subject. Okay, so that is the entire range and breadth of topics. Now talking about the English language, obviously grammar, right, error spotting, sentence improvement, comprehension ability, comprehension passage, all of these are things, these are the type of questions that are asked in the English syllabus. Then there is closed test, rearrangement, para jumbles, double fillers. Okay, vocabulary, wherein you have synonyms, antonyms, one word substitutes, and phrasal verbs from where the questions are asked. Okay, now taking you through the general awareness, because this is not explicitly mentioned. There are so many topics from where the questions are generally asked. Okay, so general awareness can be an ocean, but we will have to actually get it down to a few topics so that we can actually focus on them and prepare them, right? So talking about phase one, paper one, mostly the normal GA part. Okay, not so much core finance or any other RBI notifications or something. Uh, that those things might not be that important, but yeah, even the reports and schemes might not be that important. But still, few questions are asked. Mainly the normal GA, like national news, MOUs, summits, major events, international news like summits, conferences, financial, economic news, also financial awareness, RBI, SEBI notification and regulations. Questions do come. Defense military exercise drills and major updates related to the defense sector, days in news, persons in news, then sports related, science, tech and space and awards and honors, environment related questions are asked here. Banking, economy related news are also asked. Reports and government schemes also do form small part of the questions that are asked in the exam. Also questions are asked from books and authors. Other static GK is also asked, like chief minister, cabinet minister, national parks, sanctuaries, or organizations headquarters, bank headquarters, taglines, power plants, Indian dance forms, countries, capitals, and their currencies, etc. Okay, so that's what I can say is the syllabus of the general awareness as far as phase one paper one is concerned. Now let us move ahead and discuss this particular question, wherein we are saying that is PFRDA grade A phase 1 paper 2 and phase 2 paper 2 syllabus the same. Okay, so this thing is something that we have addressed previously also. Also, let us have a look at the pattern once again and try to answer this question. So talking about the pattern of phase 1, you can see in paper 1 we have QRE, quant reasoning, English and general awareness related questions being asked, right? Then if you see paper 2, here we have commerce, accountancy, management, finance, costing, companies act, economics and pension sector. Okay, these 7 subjects, 50 questions out of them for 100 marks in 40 minutes. These are the subjects that you will have to prepare for paper 2. Now, talking about phase 2, here you have in paper 1 descriptive English for 100 marks, 3 questions, 60 minutes of time. Then paper 2 we have again commerce and accountancy, management, finance, costing, companies act, economics and pension sector, 50 questions for 100 marks, 40 minutes of time. Okay, so you can see phase 1 paper 2 and phase 2 paper 2, the topics are exactly same. Okay, so you will have to prepare both of them in a comprehensive manner, or I would say you have to prepare them simultaneously, right? So yes, the topics are same. The level of questions in phase 1 is actually lower over here in paper 2, while here the level of questions in paper 2 is actually really high. Okay, so that's the difference, but the syllabus is same. That answers the question. Now talking about the next part, here we will be discussing about the phase 1 paper 2 syllabus, and as we have seen, the syllabus for phase 2 paper 2 is also same. Okay, are the subtopics also the same? Yes. Okay, the in the official notification also the phase 1 paper 2 and phase 2 paper 2 syllabus is given together, although the level of questions might change. So we will discuss the syllabus together over here. Okay, starting with the syllabus of commerce and accountancy. So this is what they have given as far as the syllabus of commerce and accountancy is concerned. You can see they have given accounting as a financial information system, then accounting standards, okay, cash flow statement, fund flow statement, financial statement analysis, ratio analysis, accounting for share capital transactions, including bonus shares, right shares, ESOPs, then buyback of securities, preparation, presentation of company final accounts. Okay, so these are the different topics that they have given. Okay, but apart from this, they do ask questions from a few basic topics also. Also, if you have to prepare, like, see the topics over here, if you have to prepare a cash flow statement, then if you have to go through preparation, presentation of company final accounts, and then move towards these two topics in accounting standards, etc., you should be knowing a few basics which are not explicitly mentioned in this syllabus. Okay, so what are those basic things that you should be knowing? So introduction to accounting, this is something that you should be knowing. What's accounting all about? What are the basic principles of accounting, then theory base of accounting, wherein the different concepts that are there, okay, matching concept, duality concept, etc. All of these are something that you should be knowing. Only then you will be able to build on them and understand the rest of the topics. Then recording of the transactions, okay, the ledger, journal, all of these are something that you should be knowing. Trial balance, income sheet, balance sheet, okay. Then we can come towards presentation and preparation of company accounts. Then you can talk about financial statement analysis, which includes the ratio analysis, cash flow statement, fund flow statement, etc. Then the application of all of that, accounting for the share capital, bonus shares, ESOPs, buyback and right issue, accounting standards, right? These are also a comprehensive topic. Then accounting standard for property, plant and equipment, for inventories, revenue recognition, investments and foreign exchange transaction. Okay, so that's the syllabus of commerce and accountancy. Now moving ahead, if we talk about the management syllabus, so basically you have, if we just classify things, five main topics to be prepared. Okay, the first one is management, right? General management. Then we have leadership. Then after that, the next one is the human resource development. Then fourth is motivation, and finally we have communication. Okay, so these are the broad five topics that I would say that the PFRDA Grade A syllabus mentions. Now, is this everything that I will have to prepare? Like if I see HRD, I will just have to prepare concept of HRD and goals of HRD. Then the answer is no. Okay, of course, the questions are not asked outside the topics that I am talking about, but whatever is given over here, the questions are asked from slightly deeper subtopics. Okay, so if you are preparing HRD, that has to be prepared in a proper comprehensive manner. Even here HRD, there's also counseling and other things. Okay, so all of those also have to be prepared, and based upon that, whatever topics are given over here, whichever source you are preparing, that has to be prepared in a comprehensive manner. Okay, all the related topics, right, given in some standard resources must be prepared. So that is what is the thing that I can say with respect to management. Now talking about the syllabus of finance, okay. So finance, actually the syllabus can be divided into three parts: financial system, then financial markets, and the general topics. So most of the finance over here, most of the syllabus over here is actually general finance. Like you can see, the first topic here is role and functions of the regulatory bodies in financial sector. Then if we see here in the general topics, recent developments in financial sector, financial inclusion, alternate sources of finance, inflation, all of these are generic topics. Okay, so it's not that you will be requiring a CA this thing, okay, background, or any other accountancy or finance background. Only then you will be able to understand. Nothing like that. Okay, so someone from a normal background would also be able to understand and then build on these things. Okay, through this they can finally go ahead and discuss and understand primary and secondary market, which are actually technical topics: forex, money, bond, equity market functions, instruments, recent developments. Then also we have derivatives, okay, forward, future, swaps. Then we have direct and indirect taxes. Okay, so these are also there. Now, is this syllabus of finance all in all? So the answer is no. There are a few other topics. Like if you see derivatives, here questions are also asked from options, but they have not explicitly mentioned over here. Okay, like if you want to study bonds, you should be having proper knowledge of time value of money, this particular topic. Okay, so that is also not mentioned. Then apart from that, the questions are also asked from mutual funds. Okay, then questions are asked from risk management, right? So these four topics generally, if we see, have not been mentioned explicitly, but still questions are asked. Okay, so that is the entire range and breadth of topics, I would say. If we just summarize here: bonds, derivatives, then equity market, debt market, forex market, financial risk management, direct and indirect taxes, banking, financial system, functions of RBI, financial institutions, public-private partnership, alternate sources of finance, mutual funds, uh, FRBM, okay, fiscal responsibility and budget management act, inflation, financial inclusion, financial finance commission, etc. would be the entire set of topics which from where the questions are asked. Now talking about the syllabus of costing. Okay, costing, yes. So if you see over here, there are four topics into which the costing syllabus can be divided. The first one is the overview of cost and management accounting. Okay, so that's introduction, objectives, and scope of cost and management accounting. Then the methods of costing. Then we have basics of cost control and analysis, wherein we have standard costing, marginal costing, budget, and budgetary control. Okay, this is all about the cost control and analysis. Now talking about the next topic, that is the lean system and innovation. Okay, here we have some subtopics like introduction to lean system, just in time, Kaizen, costing, 5S, total productive maintenance, cellular manufacturing, okay, Six Sigma, then introduction to process innovation, business process re-engineering, etc. Okay, so all of these are the things from where the questions are asked. Now, is that all in all? Right? They haven't mentioned in the syllabus a few very basic topics like if we see labor costing, overhead costing, activity based costing, right? So these are not explicitly mentioned in the syllabus, but still these are very essential, the basic topics that you should be knowing. Only then you would be able to understand the other topics. Okay, so these are the basics that you should have idea of, because these are something that are actually utilized in other costing methods. Okay, so yes, these are also the topics that you should be preparing. Apart from that, introduction to the cost and management accounting, material costing, labor, overhead, activity based costing, output costing, job and batch costing, contract costing, process operation costing, joint and byproduct costing, service operating costing, marginal, standard costing, budgetary and budget control, lean system innovation. All of these are the set of topics that you should be preparing as far as costing syllabus is concerned. Now taking you through the Companies Act. Okay, so the good news is you need not prepare the entire Companies Act, which is huge. They have given specific chapters or sections that you need to prepare. So in the Companies Act, Chapter 3, Chapter 4, okay, Chapter 3, which is prospectus and allotment of securities, 4 is share capital and debentures, declaration and payment of dividend, auditors, appoint, then Chapter 8, Chapter 10 is audit and auditors, Chapter 11 is appointment and qualification of directors. Chapter 12 is meeting of board and its powers. Chapter 27 is NCLT and NCLAT. So these are the topics that you are required to be prepared. So that's the short and crisp, I would say, syllabus of Companies Act, right? That you will have to prepare. Now, apart from this, are the questions asked from any other chapters or sections also? Very rarely. If you have ample of time, you can go through chapter 1 and chapter 9. So questions are asked from there also. Okay, so yes, you can go through these if you have ample of time, but apart from that you can stick to this particular syllabus, right? So that is our entire range of syllabus that you should be preparing. Now, talking about the economics syllabus, you can see there are generic economic topics and a few topics which are slightly deeper in nature. Okay, so talking about demand and supply, so this can be divided into two parts. So if you see part B, this is something that you must have read for any other examination or previously. If you have the background of economics, you must have read it. So that's balance of payment, foreign exchange market, inflation, monetary and fiscal policy, non-banking financial institutions. Apart from that, in the A part, okay, so B part is mostly very much you must have read things in B part previously also. Now talking about the A part, demand and supply, market structure, national income is something that you must have read. Now from here, classical Keynesian approach, determination of output and employment, consumption investment function, multiplier and accelerator, demand and supply for money, ISLM, all of these are the topics that you that generally we might not come across much. Okay, now talking about inflation, Phillips curve, business cycle, these are also simple. Okay, so generic topics are there, and then deeper topics are also there. Both macro and microeconomics is also there, as you can see over here, like ISLM. All of these, okay, would be national income would be falling under macroeconomics, right? So then other things are there, demand supply, which is under the microeconomics. So both you will have to prepare. That is what is something that I can tell. So yes, talking about the subtopics within them: demand and supply, elasticity of demand, market structure, perfect competition, monopoly, monopolistic competition, market structure including oligopoly and national income, classical Keynesian approach, determination of output and employment, consumption investment function, multiplier and accelerator, demand supply of money, ISLM, inflation, Phillips curve, business cycle, fiscal policy and monetary policy, balance of payment and NBFCs are some of the topics that you need to prepare. Now talking about the last subject, that is pension sector. Okay, so pension sector, the syllabus is very sweet and short. Okay, I would say mostly questions are asked from these two major schemes, that is National Pension System and Atal Pension Yojana. But apart from that, in general, the syllabus mentions status of pension sector in India, types of retirement schemes in India. This is also an important topic. Here also, there's anything new, okay, some new scheme or something, or even which has been in the news previously, right? So that is also something that is important from where the question can be asked. Then we also have annuity plans, basics of investment, and this basics of investment is something that you must have done already in your finance. Okay, so yeah, that is something that is a sort of a repetition. So yes, these are the different topics that are mentioned in the syllabus. Now digging a little deeper into the pension sector syllabus, if we see status of pension sector in India, current state of pension, different types of pension systems operating, overall structure of pension in India. Okay, apart from that, the five pillar framework for pension sector, all of these are the topics. Now, types of retirement schemes in India and their features, as we see different retirement schemes, including Employee Provident Fund, EPF, PPF, okay, and its usage. Then, the most important topic I would say is NPS, okay, National Pension System, the history of the scheme, launch year and objective, types of NPS models, okay, investment and withdrawal requirement, recent if there are any current affairs, okay, related to that, and also unified pension scheme UPS also the questions are asked. Atal Pension Yojana also, so the same thing, history, launch year, objective, different types of premiums that are paid as far as APY is concerned, overall structure and the FAQ of the scheme, etc. Right, so all of these things are important. Now talking about the annuity plans, we have the different annuity plans available in India. That is the topic, and practical application of these deferred annuity plans is something that has to be understood. Then what are the basics of investment? The last part, understanding different investment avenues, the basics of debt market, equity market, mutual funds, which we have seen that if you have read finance previously. So these are parts of finance only. Okay. So these are the entire set of topics that you need to prepare for phase 1 paper 2 and phase 2 paper 2. Okay. These with respect to all the 7 subjects. Now talking about the phase 2 paper 1 syllabus. So phase 2 paper 1 is the descriptive English part. Okay, so this descriptive English, there three questions are asked, which are essay writing, précis writing and reading comprehension. So if we see, the official notification does not mention much about this part. It just says that the paper on English shall be framed in manner to assess the writing skills. Okay, so mainly you will have to type the answers in the examination, right? And the understanding of the topic, including the précis as essay writing and the comprehension. These are the three questions that are asked. But let me give you a little idea on these things. So précis, if you see, it is generally asked from the leading newspapers. They'll pick up a large paragraph and then they will give you. So you can go through the editorials of the newspapers so as to prepare this part. Also, reading comprehension, there are 3 to 5 questions, and based on the paragraph only, you will have to answer this question. So these are mostly, I would say, um, mostly it is practice. Okay, even if the paragraph is really difficult, you would be able to do it if you're practicing well. Now talking about essay, questions are asked from the economy, finance, management topics. I'm just giving you a few general topics from where the questions are asked. Technology, internet, social media, environment, abstract topics are also asked, and also social issues. So essay for 30 marks, précis for 30 marks, and 40 marks for comprehension. Mostly this is the structure of the marking, or the marking scheme, I would say, for the descriptive English. Now, what are the different topics from where the essay questions are asked, and what has been the trend previously? So, I've just given a few topics over here from where the essay questions have been asked. Role of financial literacy in building an inclusive economy, climate change and its impact on the global food security, relevance of the cooperative movement in rural development, and then cyber security, growing threat to the digital economy. These are some of the topics. Okay, so this you can see is related to mainly finance, climate change related to environment. Okay, cooperative movement, again you can say mostly related to finance and economy, right? Or you can say rural development, so agriculture and rural development related topic. Then apart from that, cyber security, which is mostly technology and its effects. Okay, so in that way, the topics are mostly asked in these areas, so you can just prepare whatever is going in the news in these areas, a short essay on that, and then prepare some points prior, right, prior to going, so that at that particular point you are able to mention things whatever you have prepared. Okay, so this is what is the thing about the descriptive English, that is phase 2 paper 1. So there's one more thing to discuss, wherein we can say how to download the PFRDA Grade A Phase 1 and Phase 2 complete syllabus PDF. So let me tell you, the link for downloading the syllabus is given in the description of this specific video, wherein you can click the link and then you can download that. Okay, so obviously Phase 1 paper 1 related explicit syllabus is not given, or for that sake Phase 2 paper 1 also, they've just mentioned that okay, these are the questions, type of questions that can be asked, but there is detailed syllabus that is given with respect to the phase 1 paper 2 and phase 2 paper 2 in the official notification of PFRDA grade A exam. So yes, you can download this by clicking the link given in the description of this video, wherein you can just click it and the PDF would be downloaded for you. Okay, so on that note, I would like to tell you that this is the syllabus, and if you would want expert like guidance with respect to helping you to prepare for the PFRDA Grade A exam, so we have wonderful courses. Here you can see there's this gold course which is phase 1 plus phase 2 and beyond. Okay, it prepares you for all of that. There are concept classes with respect to everything that we have seen. There are proper concept notes, summary sheets for revision, mock tests wherein chapter wise mock tests chapter wise tests are there, then paper wise mock tests are there. Okay, and then we also have the solve previous year questions. Okay, full length mock tests are also there, and current affairs compilation, etc. Okay, so there are different validities for this, you can see, and apart from that you can also get proper discount on these courses, right? Through by using this particular coupon code. So gold course is phase 1, phase 2 and beyond, while silver course is if you are like a person who is very much confident with phase 1, I can prepare for phase 1, so you can go for the silver course, wherein you can actually prepare properly the phase 2 and beyond of this particular examination. And if you are like confused whether I should go for this gold course or not, you can go ahead and, as I told you in the beginning, go for actually availing this 2-day demo course, wherein the demo, in the sense the all the things that are available in the gold course are actually provided over here. You get access to them for 2 days so that you can just view them and go for an informed decision with respect to whether you want to actually avail the gold course or not. Apart from that, if you are a person who has prepared the entire content properly but just want to test yourself, so you can go for a phase 1 plus phase 2 test series which has chapter wise full length mock tests, previous year questions, etc., and then phase 2 test series wherein you have solved previous year questions, sectional mock test, current affairs mocks, and full length mock test also. Okay, and apart from that, if you are like, I just need some basic information with respect to the PFRDA grade A exam, so comprehensively we have given the basic information of this examination over here in this all about PFRDA grade A exam related the course. Okay, so the basic information, whether you are eligible, what is the pattern of the exam, okay, the all of those things, and the syllabus, okay, how to prepare each component, and what has to be kept in mind with respect to which books and sources to be prepared. Okay, and also how to keep yourselves motivated, everything is actually provided over here, so you can buy it, it's free of cost. Okay, so these are the different things that you can avail. Okay, so on that note, I would like to end this video wishing you all the best. If you have any other query, you can call us on this number or drop a mail at hello@edutap.co.in, right? And you can actually be part of our courses by clicking the link given in the description of this video. Wishing you all the best. Thank you so much.